Honestly, given the past year that we've had, a comet crashing into Earth and wiping out all civilization, I mean, that just seems likely at this point.
What is it? What's going on?
Train derailed across the highway.
If you are hearing this broadcast, seek shelter immediately.
What do you think it is?
No idea.
Oh my God, John, go!
Shut in the back! Cover Nathan!
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Luke's Reviews, and on today's video I will be talking about a new release, which is really strange to say. It's a film that was initially released at the tail end of 2020 overseas, but has been given the green light, the go-ahead, to air on Prime Video over in the UK, and that is Greenland. Gerard Butler stars as a construction engineer who's returned home as the whole planet are glued to their TV screens as a comet is due to fly past. But, lo and behold, almost as if no one in this film had ever seen a disaster movie before, that comet soon appears to be on a collision course with Earth, causing a global extinction event in the process. Butler and his family must race against impending doom to find potential salvation. I went into Greenland with very low expectations. The trailers did nothing for me. It looked like a really bland and slapdash disaster movie starring Gerard Butler that, I mean, come on. The last time that happened with Geostorm, it did not go well. And I wasn't exactly thrilled by Rick Romanwar's previous film, Angel Has Fallen, also starring Gerard Butler. So yeah, there were some red flags going into this. But I guess it's time for some humble pie. Greenland is one of the best disaster movies I've seen in a long time. I was seriously taken aback by how good this was. Greenland is more of a grounded disaster film as opposed to recent disaster films that feature Dwayne Johnson sailing a speedboat up a tsunami wave in San Andreas, or John Cusack escaping an erupting volcano in 2012. In fact, Greenland has hardly any big destructive visual effects heavy scenes. The film is much more preoccupied with this family that is primarily very emotionally driven and their fight for survival. I was very impressed that the director had the restraint to not lean into that destruction / apocalypse porn angle that so many filmmakers do when tackling a topic like the end of the world. We got genuine emotion from our characters, which is only then elevated by the relentless intensity that pretty much starts from the word go. Like, there's a sequence involving a car and someone pleading to be let in, and it is so unbelievably raw. Not something I would expect from a blockbuster like this. Really blindsided me. But in a good way. Because the opening itself resembles much more of a horror film, the way that the chaos ensues and the plans of action that the government take. I have a real thing, I don't know quite why, but it really unnerves me when you have those emergency alert messages that either come through your TV, through the radio, through your phone. For one reason or another, they really freak me out. As far as performances are concerned, look, as great as the film is, this isn't exactly like the pinnacle of acting. But that being said, the main trio consisting of Gerard Butler, Morena, Baccarin, and Roger Dale Floyd, who plays their son, do a damn good job. They managed to maintain the emotional core of this film throughout. Like, there wasn't a point per se where I wasn't caring that much towards their survival. I was pretty much with them the entire time, and it's some of the best work Gerard Butler has done in years, because he's not the typical hard man, action man that he has been in so many other films that we've seen him do time and time again. This time he's a lot more vulnerable, and it comes across really well. but at the same time, the rest of his family doesn't get chucked to the side. They are there, and they pull off some really dramatic scenes too. Again, this film was far more dramatic than I thought it would be. But again, that's a really good thing. Some of the visual effects aren't fantastic. They do stand out as pretty rough around the edges at points. But again, it doesn't matter too much because this film isn't focused on planet-wide destruction. It's very isolated, very contained. And for what this movie was trying to pull off, it really, really works. There's not much else to say about Greenland. I had a real blast watching this. It had me on the edge of my seat for pretty much the entire runtime. The intensity never seemed like it let up. I definitely did not expect it to be so emotionally driven. So, yeah, if you've got Prime Video here in the UK, give it a go. I strongly doubt you'd be disappointed. Overall, I'm going to give Greenland an 8 out of 10. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on Greenland. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet, and what did you think? And my question to you, what would you say is your personal favourite disaster movie? Obviously you've got kind of more recent classics like Armageddon and Deep Impact, which very strongly relates to Greenland. I would go so far as to say, could Gravity count as a disaster movie? I mean, it's kind of disaster-esque, almost survival. I'd say it counts. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.